Hello, my darlings. This is your 11/11 reading for December 23rd. I'm very out of touch with the calendar. I have an alarm set to do these readings. It's the only reason I actually get them done on time because I don't tend to live set to the calendar or the clock, which is lovely for the most part, but does cause problems when I try to engage with the rest of the world that does live by the calendar and clocks. But we're gonna get our 11/11 reading done today. Whereas this is not specifically twin flame soulmate, it is 11/11, which does tend to resonate twin flame soulmate. It could go in any directions, but most of my readings end up back at the soulmates anyway. So that's just sort of the work that I seem to be put here to do. I'm just noticing my lights aren't on. Oh, there. Now we're all sparkly. My little cherry blossom lights. I don't know how well you can see that, but they're little cherry blossoms. Colorful. I like them. They make me happy. I've always had like lights. If you could see the rest of my room, I've got white lights strung up in my curtains, and I even I had a relationship for a while who he drove a delivery van, and I would go out with him on runs and stuff, and I even put up little white lights in the back of the van. So I mean, I'm like a little obsessed with the lights. But anyway, there's a little insight on me. Before we get started, I actually drew an oracle card from my Rumi deck. It's the Divine Mother Manifest. It's card 15, which a 5 and a 1 comes to a 6, which is a Venus number. And Venus is one of my personal guides, one of my most vocal present guides. So I feel like that was her blessing. Well, she's in retrograde. She always gets a little quiet. She always tells me it's like I'm trying to remember exactly how she put it one year. She's like, it's like you're taking the final exam at university, and she's like, the teacher can't chat with you the whole time you're taking the exam. They need to sit and watch and see how you do on the exam. So she always gets a little quiet in retrograde. And ever since then, that's how I've always viewed it. Venus retrograde is like an exam. She goes retrograde every other year. So it's like, what did you learn since the last retrograde to now? So we're in that season right now. If you're watching this, in the time that I'm recording that, she'll be in retrograde until January 29th. And then she's in shadow until March. She's in Capricorn for a very long time. But anyway, moving on. The Divine Mother Manifests. I'm going to read to you from the book. This is the Rumi Oracle. It's a gorgeous deck. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And it just feels appropriate with the 11/11 reading. So I'm going to read to you the quote that they have going with this. Of course, it's a Rumi quote. "O you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards." If you've been watching any of my other videos, you will see there is a theme going on right now with winter about making sure that you're prepared for winter and then waiting for what blooms in the spring. So this is exactly, what we're talking about here. This card is gorgeous. Look at this beautiful sun that she's manifesting. This is her manifesting. This is, your Empress, Queen of Pentacles energy. She's nurturing and manifesting all the blessings. All the blessings. If you can, I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but there's all these flowers coming up off of this card. I'm going to read just a little bit more out of this book because I love the extension on the quote effectively. It says, "We share her, this divine mother. You and I, we are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares in our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs." And I hear my guide saying there's a season, a season for all things. "Her hair forms the galaxies. Her thoughts become the stars. The sun is her own warmth, and her breath is felt upon this earth, causing the roar of the ocean waves. Her voice is heard in the call of the whales and the trills of the birds. She is all, nurturing life into existence. She is in my reaching for you, and she is in my acceptance of my divine hand. She is all, this great lady. Nothing lies outside of her sphere of influence and power, compassion and grace. that includes you and your dreams, great and small, my angel of love. I just want you to take a minute and take that in. You know, there's so much going on in our world right now. But God, however you reference that, however you say that, a divine mother, the divine source, universe, God, Jesus, it doesn't matter, but the energy that you connect with, which is the creation energy, the creator energy, there is divine order in this chaos. This planetary shift that we're going through right now has purpose and has a beautiful end. We're here to play small parts in a much bigger picture and a much bigger production. And we're blessed to be here and to do that. We're honored by it. We've been honored to be given these parts, especially those of us here with twin flame and sacred soulmate relationships, because love is the essence of the universe. And divine partnership, romantic love, true love, it's the completion. There are, many, many, many kinds of love, but the deepest part of my heart holds the truth that these divine, sacred, romantic partnerships are the completion of all love. They are healing. They are the most magical source on the planet. And we get to be a part of that. That excites me. I'm going to set her off to the side. We're going to go ahead and move on to our reading. I'm using 2 decks. I'm using the Tarot of the Divine and my little cat tarot deck. I always ask Spirit what cards to use, and he often draws me, when I'm specifically doing twin flame and soulmate stuff, he often draws me to this deck. When he wants me to lighten up, he draws me to this deck. So we're going to try to keep this on a little bit of a deep but light balance, if that makes sense. This, I'm going to do the drawing from the bottom of the deck to see what we're going to read on. So the Fool, this is the Little Mermaid, new beginning. She's about to ascend into a different species. She's leaving her mermaid life behind to move into, human life. When I was a kid, this actually was one of my favorite fairy tales, although it was terrifying to me. The Sea Witch terrified me as a kid. But I just, and if you actually have ever read the Hans Christian Andersen, the pain that she's in to dance every night for the prince and his fiance, a very tragic ending to the original story. But if you go into the Disney version, I think it's very symbolic that she loses her voice, because sometimes that's the best thing that can happen to us, is to be forced to be quiet for a little while, to observe, to be quiet, to express ourselves in ways that aren't as simple as voice. Underneath that, why am I turning that upside down? Underneath that card, we've got Destiny. You're about to start a new journey of destiny. Oh, our 7 of Swords has returned. I'll read through that in just a second and see if it's got the same energy on it. Underneath that, we've got the 9 of Cups. Oh, I feel like I need to figure out which story that is. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we've got the 3 of Wands. Let me grab the book really quick and see which story that is of the 9 of Cups, because I feel like that matters. 9 of Cups, of course, is, the cup of wish fulfillment. Y'all, I apologize in advance. My pronunciation is going to be bad. It just is. Please, if you understand the language I'm about to try to speak in, do not take offense. I am very sorry. I'm not a person that has, the gift of language and accents or anything else. But this is Taj al-Muluk and the Princess Dunya. It's an Arabic folktale. It says that the 9 of Cups represents a happy ending achieved in unexpected ways. Oh, that's fun. Prince Taj al-Muluk fell in love with Princess Dunya, but she refused men. He used trickery, disguising himself as a woman in order to win her heart. I think that what I love about that is, gender and gender has such a spotlight right now. It's pronouns, and my youngest kid is a trans female, and so it's like I'm in that. I see that. I feel that, and I know that in general, and I've felt this way going back all the way to 2012. When I first started doing twin flame unions, this isn't male-female counterpart body-wise. This is male-female energy-wise. It doesn't really matter what the outside body looks like. These unions that are coming together, they're balanced masculine, feminine energy. They're balanced in the individual parts, and then they're balanced when they come together. So I think that's a really important message to get across. I feel like, again, given, the things I see my youngest kids struggle with and everything, truth in your identity is really important. I pray, if anybody out there that's struggling with that, I pray for you a supportive circle around you, and know that I send you my love every day. I do a special blessing actually for the LGBTQ community, particularly for trans kids especially. My heart goes here all the time. So I'm going to move on because that's not the point to this reading, but know that I see you and I protect you, and that you're here with a very sacred mission. And a lot of the trans community work actually comes after the shift, from what I've been shown with my guides. So hang in there. Okay, hang in there. Hang in there. Let me look here though at what we're actually doing this reading on. We've got the Fool. So this is a new journey of destiny. This does not have the same energy of self-delusion on this. This has somebody's trying to steal your destiny from you. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, but in this one, okay, given what I was just talking about, wait, hold on one second. My music just got very loud. Given what I was just talking about with this is about identity and truth. It's not, I'm not even talking about trans. I mean, even I'm a very heterosexual female. Always have been all my life. I'm a girly girl. That's who I am. That's my truth. So it's just about whatever your truth is. The Three of Wands is a card of waiting. It's a card of you've done the initial work and you're waiting for your ship to come in, kind of an energy. And this is a bit more active because she's actually climbing this ladder. Here's the Three Wands down below here. Yesterday we talked a lot about, delusions, denial, and your truth and your identity. And I feel like that's still the message that's coming through here. So what I'm going to do the reading on today is, where are you looking for your truth? What is it that's... I'm going to see if we can hone in the message to what needs to be cut away, what needs to come to the surface the strongest in your truth to stop this person from stealing your destiny. Because that's what I'm seeing in these cards. So I'm going to put these away. And I'm going to work with the... it would help if I put them away the right direction. And I'm going to work with the cat deck to do the reading. We've got Justice on the bottom of the cat deck. Page of Wands. They're not really telling me to go actually down these cards. Yeah, no, there's no energy on those cards. And just the bottom card, the Justice. We're working to bring justice to you specifically. I love that. Look at him biting that hand. Nice kitty kitty. We're looking specifically to bring justice to your situation. I know this is the 1111 reading, which should be, you know, combined, but it's not. It's very singular energy that we're working here. And this is what I was saying earlier. 1111 is 1111. You know, it's a powerful number. And remember that, you know, you are a powerful individual of yourself without your partner. With your partner, it's unbelievable power. But that's because both of you have such power in and of yourself. So today we're just going to focus on you and bringing justice to your situation. And because of that Nine of Wands, and because I felt very specifically drawn to read that, we're going to talk about how to bring victory, justice to identity issues. And I'm not just talking gender issues or sexuality. I'm talking identity. Who are you? You're going to need to know that to move forward. And like I said, it's not just about gender and sexuality. Everybody needs to have a strong sense of themselves and have a strong vision. That was coming through really clear in the cards yesterday. So let's see what we need to work on here. What needs to come to the surface? Oh, there's our 10 of Pentacles. I believe that's our 9 of Pentacles. This is good. These are like really powerful, like positive, optimistic cards. Like very, very, there's our 9 of Pentacles. These are really good. All right, give me just a sec. Okay, I'm going to clarify with my little white sage deck. Let me move the cats out of the way. I got a lot of cards going on here today. All right, so we've got the 10 of Pentacles. This is the 9 of Wands. I told you guys the other day, I love this deck, but the Roman numerals, they always throw me off. And I'm like, okay, wait, which is the 10? Which is the 5? 9 of Wands and 9 of Pentacles with the King of Cups right here. And what we're looking on is your identity. Where's the work? What's the path in your identity? So I'm going to start. Wait, actually, I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle. I shuffle the decks like constantly, like even when I'm not doing these. Sometimes if I've just got spare time in my day, I'll go through all the decks and shuffle them and you know, put some energy into them. That's a lot of cards that came out. We're not gonna. Okay, one more. Sorry, y'all. I gotta. The guides are like, no, one more. Okay, we're good. Now we're gonna do a cut. Cool. Wow, these cards are a little bit slippy today. I love doing tarot because it's always like a little bit of a mystery. It's like, what is the message? What are we trying to learn here today? So on top of the 10 of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. Okay, interesting. On top of the 9 of Wands, we have a Page. Ooh, and the Devil. Okay. We got the Hierophant and the 7 of Pentacles. And then down here on the 9 of Pentacles, we have the Empress. And the World. All right. Because the way I read cards is I read them from left to right. It's a story progression for me. And I read the energy behind the cards a lot of times, although I know what all the cards actually mean. Sometimes they have weird energy behind them, and I would rather read the energy because the energy is very specific to the reading and the situation and the cycle and the energies going on the planet. So sometimes my readings, there's a variation just because I pull the energy in. So we're trying to see where our work in our identity is. we're going, it's interesting to me because we're going from a 10 of Pentacles down to a 9 of Pentacles at the end, since, like I said, there's a progression. There's a 9 of Wands in the middle and a King of Cups. These are all high-end cards. I said this the other day when I did a reading too. This isn't your first rodeo. You've done a ton of work in this area already, but there's like a nuance that needs to get nudged or shifted to push you to where you actually belong. With the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords, both on top of this 10 of Pentacles, you know, the 10s reset to the aces. Now this is a pentacle, you've got wands, you've got swords. The only thing you don't have here is the 10 of Cups. So this isn't an emotional journey. This isn't about your, it's not about the relationship with the soulmate. It's your relationship to yourself. It's your relationship to passion and creativity. It's your relation to truth. It's your relationship to your physical. I'm getting a lot of messages lately that we need to get our physical life together. That doesn't mean you have to go on this long venture to get your finances, you know, to this huge place. We just need some stability and a different mindset in our finances. You've got the 9 of Wands here. The 9 of Wands is often, I mean, this deck, it's kind of hard to be down on the 9 of Wands because it's so playful. But the 9 of Wands is often this is a wall built with these wands. The wall can mean varying things. In this card, I'm getting that this was built, he's built himself protection, maybe so other cats can't steal his the one he's playing with. This is built up as protection. He built this wall up as protection. You have a wall up. The Page of Pentacles is new energy. It's curious energy. The Pentacles in particular is like wants to know things. The Devil on here, I'm going to draw another card on top of this one because I want to be really clear on the Devil energy. Okay, I got the Page of Swords. So you've got 2 pages with a devil. You need to learn something new. You've blocked yourself in. And it could just be even over the last couple of years because there's been so much insecurity. And, you know, I don't know where in the world you are. So there's been so much insecurity with everything that's been going on, you know, with COVID and all of that. You've built yourself a fort of safety. But I believe the universe is telling you it's time to come out of there and learn something new. You've got information trying to get through to you. You've got information, curiosity, and learning new things. These are beginning cards again, so they go with our Fool at the beginning. These are excited, new energy, youthful energy. That's trying to come through to you. And I cannot get a good read on this devil. I can't tell if the devil is trying to stop it or is being helpful in some way. 2 of Wands crossing the devil tells me you're at a crossroads and you've got a decision to make, and that there's feedback back onto this wall about taking the wall down. 5 of Cups. Okay, so you're stuck in the place of, but this is what I had. And I can't quite let go of it to grab what I want. This wall is leading you to that. The devil energy in here. This energy is more like, you know, it's a snake. He's hanging out in that tree. It's like, I feel like he's hanging out, but he's not necessarily affecting this, which tells me it's more past energy. Moving on, to move forward to the King of Cups, you're gonna need to make some choices on what it is you're holding on to. What I'm getting, bear with me here for a second. What I'm getting from spirit, this is what I'm seeing visually, and this is the kind of the words that I'm hearing. I'm going to use this as an example. And again, I'm going to go back to sexuality here. So take this for what it's worth for you. And please, I'm not trying to be offensive to anyone. I had a very good friend once who was a gay man. I adored him. His parents, his father was a pastor in a very Christian church. It's not that they didn't know, but he could never come out and live fully because he felt it was going to disrespect his parents. It's like, you've got that, like, you don't want to hurt these people. You don't want to offend these people. You don't want to lose these people. And because of that, you're not able to move forward. And you have to remember that with the 5 of Cups, particularly with soulmate energy, if you take the 3 cups that you lost, there's 2 cups left. This isn't like usually you see the 3 cups here and the 2 cups here. It's much more defined than this particular deck is. But you have the 2 cups left, which is your soulmate connection. So it's like something that you're not wanting to let go of is preventing you from really embracing your soulmate connection, your twin flame connection, your journey in this. Also, I'm noticing on this particular one, it's like the big cup that's supporting these 4 cups is chipped. There's a crack here. What you're trying to hold on to is cracking. It's going to break anyway, and you're going to lose everything if you're not careful. The answer to all of it is love. You know, the King of Cups is, the King and Queen of Cups, they're both, you know, there's so much love in these cards. The King of Cups is a little bit more subtle with his love. I feel like in this particular deck, this cat needs somebody to come and pour the cup of love into his dish. There is love waiting for you on the other side of this decision to be your true self. There's a lot of love waiting for you. And on top of the King of Cups, we have the Hierophant, which is, again, is a long-term commitment. It's marriage. It's something that you've been working for a long time, but you don't think that you can have for some reason. That's the energy I'm getting off of this. You don't think you can have this. I assure you, not only can you have this, it's meant for you. The 9 of Pentacles is a very independent card. It's a very I'm okay in myself kind of card. You know, this is your journey. This is, you want to be the 9 of Cups, or the 9 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles connecting with another 9 of Pentacles to get you to the 10 of Pentacles and beyond. Because you want to be whole. You want to be stable. You want to be, you know, you want to have healed your emotions. You want to be sitting in your truth, in your absolute truth. This came out yesterday in a message too, in a reading as well. Getting to our truth. Because on top of that, your truth is you're the Empress. You're the Empress. You are the balanced energy of all 4 queens. And whereas in this deck, the Emperor is a walrus, and I always see him as being a little fronting. Like, he's like, all, don't look at the walrus behind the crown, just look at the crown. And it's a small little crown, and it's almost like a joke. And I don't mean disrespect, because the Emperor card can be quite powerful. But this Empress, this is no joke. She's just like wearing her crown. She owns it. She owns it. She owns this. Oops, sorry. I cannot entirely tell what's coming at her, but it's like, it almost looks like a diamond or something. Could be a bubble she's reflecting. She can see the reflection of herself in it. There's usually, the earth is usually on this card. It could be the moon reflecting down here. But this card, she's owning herself. And because of that, a new cycle is about to begin. And I've got the death card that comes up there. This new cycle is going to be life and death different from where you are right now. This new cycle is going to be such a whole new world. And oh my God, I just felt all this joy. Ooh, this new cycle, if you can let go of whatever it is that other people are expecting of you, what other people want you to be, you need to let that go. That can be sex and gender issues. It can just be, your mom wants you to be a doctor and you don't. I mean, it can be anything. People are expecting, or your perception of it is that people are expecting something of you, want you to be something specific. And that's not who you are. It's not what you should be. And you know this. In fact, you're better than whatever it is they want you to be. After that death card came the Ace of Cups. That's the beginning of your soulmate journey. This is coming, and I feel like for so many people it's coming in the spring. This energy seems a bit more delayed. The work seems a bit more intense. This soulmate journey might not even start for you for real until summer. I'm feeling summer. This is a very specific message for a very specific situation. You do have a soulmate, a sacred soulmate situation out there. You absolutely do. But you have work on your identity to do first. You need to stop allowing other people to tell you who you are. You need to stop. And it's not even necessarily a huge thing. It might be a small thing, because these cards are telling me that you've been working on this. This is not a new concept for you, but there's something hanging you up. There's something that's stopping you. And with this Five of Cups here, I keep hearing it's fear. It's fear of losing something, because whatever it is, the Two of Wands is a card where you have to let go of one thing to have the other. And that fear of that is stopping you. But the thing is that other thing sometimes circles back around and comes back. Or you get down the road and you realize, gosh, that was not something you should have had anyway. I believe in destiny, and I believe things do work out the way they're supposed to. You absolutely have free will and you have choices to make. But I also believe that on the whole, destiny will keep bringing you back around to the same place, until you do the things that you're meant to do in this life. This reading here is very specific work on your identity. Be your authentic self. Because none of this stuff can open out for you until you embrace who you are. And once you start to do that, you may lose people in your life. I know I certainly did when I went through that. But there are going to be people out there that love you. I'm going to tell you one really quick story, and then we'll go, because I just realized how long I've been talking on this one. It's a little bit long video for me. My best friend, Amy. Okay. I have a friendship with her that I've never had in my life with anybody. We are such good partners. We're roommates. We work together to run this household. I have 2 adult kids with on the spectrum and have anxiety and issues that do not allow them to function in the real world very well. So together, she and I have created a household that's stable for them, that's stable for us. We have each other's back. I would have never found that relationship if I hadn't let go of relationships I had previously that weren't that. Relationships I didn't want to let go of because I loved the people, because I cared about them, because I didn't want to hurt them. I remember after doing a huge clearing and letting go of some relationships that I knew weren't serving me and weren't allowing me to grow, my guides came in and said, we're bringing in your true people. You need to stay open to conversations that spring up out of nowhere out at Disney. I live by Disney World. I hang out over there. And I don't tend to, or didn't at the time anyway, I didn't tend to talk to, people just randomly. I tended to keep to myself. But because of that, I stayed open. And within probably a few days, but we'll say a week or so, Amy and I were at the same bus stop at the same time. The fireworks were going off, and she said to me something along the lines of, any day that ends with fireworks is a pretty good day. And I was like, oh, that's my person. So I forced her to friend me on Facebook, and you know, it was slow going for a while. She had stuff going on. I had stuff going on. Probably a year went by before we really kind of started hanging out together and getting to know one another. And now we're years down the road. We've been roommates for 4 years. Life, that friendship is everything to me. But it was very hard to let go of the ones that I had before. We have to trust God. We have to trust the divine timing. We have to trust the divine plan. Because, you know, in a reading I did early this morning, I got a lot of towers. And the fact of the matter is the tower is the tower, and it's going to come through when it's supposed to. You can either work with it or God can hit you with a sledgehammer. In my experience, those are your two choices with a tower moment. This hasn't built to that level yet. This still gives you so much free will. The only major arcanas I have is the devil. And I'm going to draw one more card on this. If y'all got what you needed to, feel free to leave. But I really want to get to the bottom of that devil. And, you know, any warnings or anything that might be in that. I'm going to pull a different deck for it. But I've lost my cat deck. It's over there. But there weren't any major arcana really in that reading aside from the Hierophant and the devil. And I'm going to pull on the devil right now. The Hierophant tells me there's a long-term commitment coming up for you. It doesn't always mean that, but it often means that. You know, and we started out with the cat deck with justice. Yeah, and my guides just said, remember that justice means a lot of things. It could be justice for how have you been played in relationships. And I'm not even talking romantic relationships here. I'm talking friendships. There are some really powerful non-romantic soul bonds coming into your life. Be ready for those too, because those are life-changing. God, I don't even know where I would be today without Amy. Be open to those kind of relationships. I'm going to do a really quick, we're going to do like 3 cards here, just on the devil. A separate reading, separate energy. Just Spirit, tell me what they should be looking out for. What does this devil energy represent? Okay. On the bottom of the deck, I have the 3 of Cups. That's your tribe. That's your soul tribe waiting to come in because it's destiny. I'm not even sure I should go any farther, but we're going to... I don't know why I keep turning those cards upside down. 4 of Pentacles. That came up in a reading earlier today. That was about... Oh, no, I totally heard you. This woman, she's holding on to this purse. This is a miserly card. Are you being miserly in your relationships? Are you holding on to relationships that you know need to end because you need to grow and they need to grow, and it's time for you guys to grow differently? Because if you can let go of those, justice comes in. And here we're right back to our King of Cups. So again, just doubling down on that feeling of the identity, your authenticity is important. And if you have to let go of people or things to get there, you need to do that because you've got destiny and a soul tribe waiting to come in, and justice from the universe. However, let's give this one more shuffle, and then I'll pull those cards on the devil, because I just feel like there's some kind of a warning in that, and it's just very not clear. Let's do one cut here. Again, I'm not going to look at the bottom of the deck. All right, God. Clarity on this devil. What are we looking for with this? What is the message with the devil? Okay, these came out together, so I'm going to put them over here together. Okay. You have choices to make, which we already discussed. In this instance, with these cards, I'm feeling like Spirit is telling you to let joy went out over, like, in this particular, this usually is a balanced energy. It's the Six of Pentacles. It's balanced. It's generous. I think I got it. Hang on. Yep. Okay, sorry. All right, this devil energy, as weird as this may sound, this devil energy is fear. It's hanging over your head, and I felt that way from the get-go. It's hanging over your head. It's fear about the unknown. I'm getting a lot of money with the pentacles here. It's money and stuff, but it's fear of, you're afraid you're not going to get anything better. I don't know where that Four of Pentacles went. I guess it was at the bottom of the deck. But you are afraid you're not going to get anything better. You're really concerned about, letting go of the life you have right now for something bigger, something better. If you're on a soul path, if you're here with destiny and with purpose, that's a given. We don't really get a choice in that, because if we choose to lock down and stay small, in my experience, very bad things start to come through your life. You don't want to call that in. And that's what this is. This is straight up fear. And again, this being the snake with the apple here, it takes me back to the Bible. The snake was full of lies, striking discontent. It was like talking to Eve about all the things she didn't know and all the things that, people were keeping from her, or that God effectively was keeping from her, and made her very discontent to the point that she wanted to eat this apple. Watch out for fear. Watch out for your own, I'm hearing it's like your own voice at the back of your head telling it, and it's, and I just saw it. It's connected to your childhood. It's connected to things you were told growing up, that you can't have more, that you should appreciate what you've got, which you should, but that's not, it doesn't mean you shouldn't reach for more. The Queen of Pentacles has everything. And what's beautiful about having everything is that you can then take care of those that don't. There's a lot here that is still hidden from you. There's a lot about your future journey. There's a lot about what's coming for you down the road that's hidden from you, and will remain that way, I would say, until you get past this. You've got to get really, really solid in your identity. Whether that's sexuality or gender, or just straight out being your own person. In fact, I want to just phrase it that way, because even sexuality and gender, it's being your own person. And all of these, that journey in and of itself is a difficult one for everybody, no matter what the situation is. Really coming into yourself. And with all those pages, this is a youthful energy. It's something that we usually do in youth, but over the past, decade or so, I've talked to so many people that didn't get that opportunity to move into youth. We're in this weird place on the planet where, generations that are, people that are in their 40s and 50s right now, they were still kind of that old mindset where, you got married, you had your kids, and you just, you settled down and made life the best you could. And now we're in this place, the shift of this new awakening. Everything is changing. Everything is different. People are losing long-term marriages. That goes back to our Five of Cups thing. Do you need to leave a marriage? Do you need to leave a relationship that you're in? Not for your other person, but for yourself, to find your own identity. This is fear, like I said, hanging over your head. All the what ifs. I keep seeing that. What if? These are what ifs hanging over your journey. You've got to find a way to silence them and move forward. You're moving on a trajectory to become this, to be able to nurture and care for all those you love. And that is a beautiful thing. This queen, she's got such peace and such wisdom. And this is you down the road a little bit. This is you. I am going to close this reading at this point, because this has really gone on for quite a while. But I just want to sum it up for you guys. Don't let what ifs steal your joy, steal your wisdom, steal your path away from you. Don't let the what ifs steal from you. You have relationships, friendships, soulmate relationships, lovers, wealth, quite frankly, with this card here. You have a lot of beauty ahead of you, but right now you're a bit in the muck and you're at a crossroads and you need to make some decisions. Like I said, this has longer energy. I see this going into the spring and even a little into the summer. You have time to work on this, but you need to work on it because the next phase for you is coming closer to summer, where all of these people are going to come in, but you need to wrap things up. It's like this reading is for people that's like about a season behind what I've been reading for. It's like this winter for you is about wrapping up what doesn't work anymore, and then spring for you and figuring out who you are, and then spring for you will be more about getting your house in order and getting really ready for what's coming in summer, which is a lot of sacred union, soulmate partners. And with this particular reading, like I said, it's an 11/11 reading. But more what I'm seeing are those sacred partnerships, friendships, really true, deep friendships that stand the test of time and that have your back through everything. You need that and you deserve that. So do this work. And then, we'll move forward from here. Do this work. I'm sending you my love and I'm thanking you all for being here so much. This channel is new. We're still growing, or we're just starting to grow. And I appreciate it if you found this channel. I believe you found it for a reason. I pray over this channel every night that the tribe comes in, that the people that are connected to me that need to hear my message, that need to hear my piece of the elephant, that you all find me. So I thank you. I send you my love. I pray protections and blessings over you every night. And I will see you on the next video.